What's going on, everybody? If you are listening to the comic experience, it is the Fulcrum Report. Fulcrum Report, episode 20. What's going on, everybody? Woo!
Yeah, woo!
There can be only
Yeah, we're doing
one.
something special this week. But before we start, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, hit the little bell notification so you know when this awesome episode will appear, and comment below. I'm constantly we have some shout outs today from our Twitter and our comments section down here, so keep it up, guys, and we'll keep bringing you in. Without further ado, I give you guys the Fulcrum Fight 2018. Bum, ba,
Yeah.
The one and only fight you need to see this year.
Right? Yeah, and you don't even need pay-per-view. It's all free,
Damn, we
guys.
should have thought of that.
It's the biggest, right? It's going to be the biggest crossover event. Screw Avengers Infinity War. This is the thing. So what we're going to do, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like our quiz question, but I'm going to ask you all questions. You're going to get a point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the episode is going to get a point for the week. And then whoever has the most points at the end of these 10 episodes is going to be our season 2 champion for the Fulcrum Report season 2. So I'm your host, Sebastian. You can follow me on Instagram and the Twitter. And also we have our first contender. Everybody give it up for the Gilbert.
What's up, guys? I'm so happy to be here, and I'm here to win. You're going down, Marshall.
Oh, I
You're
see.
going down.
I see.
Them finding words.
Yeah, and I'm being fair
fat
this
word.
week. You know, you might be able to win with one Benedict, but you can't win with all the Benedicts. Not all the memes can win, so you got to play fair this week, Marshall.
Cumberbatch
Damn.
ain't gonna save you this week.
Right on, but thank you, Gilbert, for showing back up.
Absolutely, man. It's been awesome.
Let's go on to the UK. We're going to go on to the other side of the globe. We have Machinima Man Marshall. What's going on, Machinima Marshall, in the UK?
Hello, thank you for having me back for episode 20. I'm here to kick ass and drink blue milk, and I'm all out of blue milk.
Give him death sticks.
But thank you for coming back on the show, Marshall.
Anytime.
We're going to go over to the other corner for our last contender for the Fulcrum Report this week. Definitely not least, though, ever. We have Harrison Unchained out of the cupboard. What's going on, Harrison?
I'm here, and I'm hound at the Fulcrum Fight, and I am ready to win. I am here, I'm floating like a speeder, and I'm stinging like a Death
Did he have a
Star.
Snickers this morning? Harrison had
Here.
3 Weetabix.
And we have another special guest on this week. He shows up every once in a while. It is the one and only Samuel Parish. He's the only one with the last name. What's going on, Samuel?
Not much. I'm hoping to make this more weekly appearance.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Anytime you can pop in the show, you're more than welcome. We love having you on.
And it's a pleasure to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a special job this week. So you are going to be my backup judge. So I'm going to check in with you at the end of each round. You're going to give your opinion. And then also you're going to be a bit of a fact checker just to make sure that everybody's playing fair and honest. So
Understood, boss.
right on. Okay, here we go. So, real quick, I thought I'd just give some fun facts since we're on our 20th episode. So Fulcrum fun fact number 1. Episode 11 was the first appearance of the Benedict Cumberbatch meme.
And it's made an appearance every episode since.
And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. But I want to give thank you, Marshall, for bringing us Benedict Cumberbatch.
It was truly my pleasure.
Right on. Let's do it. Okay. Let's go to our first question. I'm trying to figure I have them all written down, actually. So I'm going to... I took a screenshot of it, too. So I'm going to give a shout out. Oh, my God. I'm going to hopefully not butcher his name. But a shout out to Alejandro Geraldo Patton. Thank you so much for commenting on the post on Twitter. With the axing of the series, such as Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and the cancellation of the Marvel and concept. The constant delay of the Flash film. People are slowly getting tired of too many films connecting to one, and etc. Are we witnessing the beginning of the end of the superhero genre? So I'm going to go to you, Gilbert. You are going to be first up.
Not a chance in hell. There is no way. It's just because some people are starting to get a little tired of it. I'm like, there's still plenty of diehard fans who are willing to go see it, and just like us, who are willing to go see it and talk about it, and see if it meets up with the old stuff that they used to love, whether it be cartoons, comic books, whatever. And I mean, yeah, just because DC is starting to screw up does not mean that Marvel is losing steam at all. Because I mean, look at Captain Marvel, look at Into the Spider-Verse, look at it, Far From Home. Like, just every movie that's going to come out, no way, no freaking way.
And that's just Marvel and DC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, and that's not even like counting. I mean, there are several other superheroes that haven't even been touched that they could totally make movies for that aren't even in the DC or Marvel universe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, just because Netflix is canceling all their particular shows doesn't mean that they don't have plans for it. And it sounds like there's even maybe a Daredevil reboot, since he actually never, touched any of the characters in the MCU. So it sounds like that might be a thing in the works.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but it seems like all this is continuing. So, okay, thank you for your input.
Yep,
Let's
absolutely.
go on to Marshall. Marshall, what are your thoughts on the question? Go for it.
Yeah, there's no way it's going to slow down anytime soon. I mean, I remember after the second Avengers, people were talking about superhero fatigue, and it was quickly forgotten about. There's just so much they can do with it. It's never going to stop, I don't think. And once we think it does, it's just going to be rebooted anyway, so...
Okay, so I saw Gilbert on Twitter. He basically said that no, he thinks we're seeing the death of the DC universe. What if we're not seeing Marshall? So this will be part of your question then. If we're not seeing the death of the superhero genre, what are we seeing a death of? And with this whole cancellation of the Netflix and the delay of the Flash film, or let's stick more with the cancellation of the Netflix. What are we seeing with that?
I think everyone's already figured it out, and it's for Disney's streaming service. I think it's all just going to be moved to there, and it will come back in a year or so, like the next Daredevil season, Jessica Jones. It's all going to go back straight to there.
Do you think that's going to work on that family-friendly streaming service?
I mean, if they want to make money, then it's going to have to.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Marshall, for your input.
No problem.
Harrison, you are up next, sir. Tell me what's going on.
I don't think we're seeing the death of the superhero genre at all, but I think we might be seeing, as Alejo sort of mentioned in his tweet, the death of the wide-spanning, all-connecting continuity. Because I think what we're getting to is a point where that was Marvel's killer app when they created the MCU, was that everything added up. But now I think we're seeing things come in with success without having to have that. Enter the Spider-Verse is just dropping you right into the middle of a whole thing of canon, and you just have to go with it. They're not building it up. DC tried to do what Marvel did, and they have royally screwed it up. But they're coming out with this Joker movie that looks like it could be quite good, and doesn't relate to any of the universe they built up. So I think we're going to get into a much more fluid idea of continuity within movies. So there'll be some things that fit together, and there'll be some things that don't. And we'll have to have a Zelda-style timeline that we make up to figure out where everything adds up, or we just enjoy them as
and maybe
movies.
some connect, and maybe even as fans we can connect them in our heads, just like you were saying with Zelda type stuff, and with the Joker things. If we get all these separate stories, maybe we can just connect the pieces in our head and be like, okay, especially if they're all separate stories, then we can, okay, this Joker did this thing. And the more individual stories we get to, the more fuller it gets, instead of rebooting to just catch up into this new universe. So I am feeling you on that, sir. Thank you for your input. Let's go to Samuel. Samuel, give me your thoughts on what the boys said, and if you agreed with any of them or strongly, or just go for it, man.
Well, I do agree with all the points that they've made regarding the continuation of Marvel's integrated universe, but I think the Netflix series is going to be kind of in a gutter because of Disney's new streaming service. And if they're trying to pull for a family-friendly image, I think Netflix might tarnish Marvel's branding a bit from that perspective.
Yeah, because I loved let's just go back to Daredevil season 1 real quick. There was a scene where young Wilson Fisk took a hammer to the back of his dad's head, and then him and his mom like diced and sliced him up, and then threw him away. And then Wilson Fisk later like decapitated somebody with the car doors over and over again.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my kids accidentally. I don't have any kids, but I can't imagine my hypothetical kids accidentally happening upon that next to their Bambi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's it. It's Bambi. There's nothing more traumatizing than Bambi.
Watership down.
Okay, so those are your thoughts, Samuel?
Those of us also quickly on the DC side of things.
Yeah, go for it.
I think DC is trying to have their cake and eat it too, with trying to salvage what's left of a cinematic universe, but also having these like individual films like the Joker series, like they have a backup plan in place in case it flops like a Titanic.
And the backup plan is just movies that have nothing to do with each other. Like, and you know what? I love the MCU and everything, but I see so many people failing at a cinematic universe. I guess it's okay that sometimes not everything needs to connect, you know? Just give me a good movie. Like, Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse looks like it's going to be the coolest thing ever, you know, to come to screens, at least in my opinion, and that doesn't even connect to anything. So, for the first point, I'm going to give it to Harrison. Harrison gets the first point this week.
Ding, ding, ding.
You already know how this is going. This is going where you go down, because that's the only way that this could go.
Came to the wrong town, partner.
I'm just going to give that one to Harrison. Gilbert's absolutely right. Yeah, we're going to keep continuing. Are we seeing the end of the DC? Yes, I agree with him. Marshall, the reason why you didn't get a point on that one particularly is because, yeah, Samuel kind of backed me up a teeny bit. As much as I love these characters, I don't see... They're doing something funky with them. Maybe they'll put them on some sort of show or something, but I don't think those shows are going to transfer over to Netflix. But I could be wrong, so... Maybe I'll redact that in the future.
It's okay, Sebastian. You don't have to cover up hurting my feelings. It's fine.
Okay, good. Right on. Okay, cool. Let's go back to real quick. Okay, so we have another Fulcrum Report fun fact. Fulcrum is, you know, we're a Star Wars based channel, and I think episode 7 was when we first had our first conversation about Star Wars Resistance. But yeah, no, and then so we kind of followed that from like the first trailer to the release. Have any of you guys watched the show, or how many episodes if you have?
I've got about 4 episodes in. I've kind of fallen behind on it.
Okay, but you're digging them?
Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm digging them too. I'm all the way caught up, and I'm quite enjoying. There's some that I'm not enjoying too much, but like the previous episode, oh my gosh, when you get to meet Jaeger's brother, man, I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, and you just sit there and enjoy the episode, pal.
I will. I look forward to it.
Cool. Marshall, you see any episodes lately?
Honestly, I'd completely forgotten about it.
Oh no, and then Harrison, say for you, yeah. That's gonna come back up later, by the way, guys. So just remember I asked that question. But let's go on let's go on to our second question. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. From our comment from last week, we have Robin McCormick. They commented on last episode. Wow! Explanation point. Can you make a video about the top 10 Order 66 survivors? Possibly, but since I don't have time for that right this moment, I shall honor your request with a Fulcrum Fight question. So I'm going to start with Harrison first. Harrison, who is the best surviving Order 66 member? And we are going to exclude the main Star Wars cast, such as like Obi-Wan and Yoda.
So yeah, no Yoda, no Kanan, no Obi-Wan.
No. Caden's good. No Obi
okay.
and Yoda. They're just the main movie ones. So we're gonna kind of go outside. But Harrison, do you all understand the question?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's a hard choice. Because I got 2 that I really would like to go with, and I don't know which one's better than the other.
This is a matter of opinion too, so don't worry. None of these points really matter.
Yeah. I am gonna go with my favorite old blind man who's angry. I am gonna go Ram Kota.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you
cool.
didn't.
Star Wars
No.
Legends. Okay, cool. So he pulled a
You
plot-
SOB, you didn't.
Plot twist, everybody. He pulled a character from the non-canon. Okay, Gilbert. So yeah, he went first. So Gilbert,
Hey. That game is canon.
it's
That game
canon in
is
my
canon.
heart. Okay.
Like, don't mess with me. There's a whole thing. George Lucas was on hand and all this sort of stuff. He had the stupid name for the main character. He wanted to call him Darth.
It was canon until Disney came away or wiped it away. But you're totally valid. Gilbert, come up with a new answer. You have a couple more turns, but to come up with a new answer. Harrison, go for it. Why is Ron Coda the best surviving Order 66 member? I love this guy.
Okay, for a start, he's the best, namely because of the way he survived. Ram Kota survived because he did not put any trust into the clone troopers. He knew the way things were going way before everybody else, without having to go and meet a chicken in a bar and find out about some New Zealand guy who was being cloned to make an army. He just knew, I don't trust these guys.
New Zealand guy.
He knew that, and so he led his own human, I believe it's human, militia during the war. And he was a great general, he was a great fighter, and then went on to be part of, personally, my favourite Star Wars video game. Now, I will say that specifically the version that came out on the PS2, and I'm only talking about Force Unleashed 1, Force Unleashed 2 can go do something very nasty in a corner. Ram Kota is also incredible because of how later on, you have this wonderful thing where after Vader messes him up and blinds him, and he's then found on Bespin drinking in a bar, that later on he then shows you just this true power of the Force with things like how he then later on can see purely by using the Force to be his sight. And he's just everyone's favorite crotchety old man Jedi.
Beautiful from kind of cocky Jedi too, because when you first met him, he's totally cocky as his own troops. He's like, I've been on to this for a while. And then he gets humbled, he gets blinded, and then comes back when you first meet him, he's a drunk who doesn't want to help at all. And then you have that beautiful moment where he comes back in with his hair pulled back and he doesn't have the thing over his eyes anymore. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. And unlike most Order 66 survivors, he wasn't in hiding from the Empire. He was.
Yeah, they found him
warrior,
because he was out causing problems. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Harrison, for your input. We shall go to Machinima Man. Machinima Man, who is the best survivor? Don't get me Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm drawing a blank. So I was going to say Benedict Cumberbatch, but I can't think of any person, so I'm going to go with our favourite little droid, R2-D2. He survived on a technicality that should count.
Okay, so to make it valid, okay, let's see. Where was R2? Was R2 in any danger during Order 66?
I mean, he probably wheeled off and camouflaged as a dustbin in order to survive.
I mean,
that could be canon.
Yeah, was he chilling out with Anakin on Mustafar at that point?
Yeah, he did.
How did he get away?
Yeah. I always forget that R2's just chilling with him on. That's right.
In his ship.
He must have piloted the ship himself and got away. And for that bravery, I think R2-D2 is the best Order 66 survivor.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Marshall.
Okay, I got one now.
Go for it, Gilbs.
Okay, well, after Harrison so rudely took my answer, I had to come up with a new one. So I think that it's obvious now is that the actual best survivor is the Grand Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels.
Oh my God! You totally threw a twist in there.
And why is he the best one? Because, dude, the way he, the first time we see him and the way he fights Kanan, the fact that he's able to just tell who his master was just by how he fights and his technique and stuff, I'm like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And that makes him such an intimidating enemy. And I'm like, that's why he's the coolest one. Screw all the other Jedi. And the fact that he's an Inquisitor now, he's kind of like a Sith, but not really.
Oh my God! Did you want to go into his backstory? What was he before? Also,
he used to be one of the Jedi, one of the Jedi Temple guards, and that's one of the coolest things ever. Is that that's a special rank among the Jedi too. So he was cool,
yeah. They took the Temple Guards from some Clone Wars episode. I mean, a pivotal Clone Wars episode, but they were just background characters. And to bring it full circle and have them kind of pop up in a meaningful way was really interesting, actually. Anything
Yeah,
else you have
absolutely.
awesome to say? Oh, what about the lightsaber? The freaking lightsaber that spins. It was original.
Oh yeah,
and
dude.
it didn't do the
yeah,
stupid
that original
helicopter.
concept.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lick of sense how they're able to fly with them, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, but I want to. Yeah, his particular. He didn't do that, so I'm gonna.
Well, no, but he probably could. But anyway, yeah, that's why he's
Stop,
the coolest,
Gilbert.
so.
You're digging yourself into a hole.
Hey, it's still
No,
cool.
okay. Yeah, no, but I remember hearing that it spun, and then I was like, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of just to sell toys, but like literally first time it opened up in the episode, I remembered it. I lost my you know what, and I think I rewound it quite a few times just to hear the noise that saber made. Cool. Thank you, Gilbert.
Absolutely. Heck yeah.
Okay, so Samuel, we're gonna pop on over to you. I'm in a bit of a pickle, man. I have a couple really great characters and one great droid. Samuel, what are your thoughts? Are you familiar with these characters, and who do you want to kind of give it up to?
Oof, well, you can't really give it to R2 because he's
Damn
in
it.
all the main movies, technically.
Which is why he's so important.
I know I should have been a bit more specific with the Order 66 thing, yet Order 66 was targeted towards the Jedi, so Marshall, I think you're out for this one. I'm sorry, pal.
I'm just here for the memes, man.
Right on.
As for Ram Kota and the Grand Inquisitor, that is a tough one.
I know, they're both, like, excellent. So it's basically light versus dark. Do we pick a good guy or a bad guy with an interesting story?
Oof, toughy. Definitely Ram Kota, because he was definitely more out in the open than the Grand Inquisitor was. Because you do have to remember, he was a part of the Jedi Temple staff at this point. Like, he was in safe hands. But Ram Kota, he was definitely a lot more reckless. And I think that is key.
Yeah, and I'm not 100 on how the Grand Inquisitor even ended up surviving. Like, I mean,
Because
maybe
he's just that good. He's just that cool.
Did he-
I mean, he would have been in the temple at the time of Anakin and the 501st attacking. So I'm like, he's just that good.
Okay. Okay, drum roll, everybody. So for the second question, I'm going to give it up to Ram Kota. He survived Order. Listen, he survived. He survived Order 66. The Grand Inquisitor survived by joining. So I'm going to give it up to Ram Kota. He decided to keep kicking, you know what. So
He fought the good fight.
Bunch of hatred on the dark side.
But Gilbert, no, Gilbert, you literally
And
like
droids.
totally shocked me. I thought I wasn't expecting anything to like blow my mind like that, and I totally forgot about the Grand Inquisitor. So great answer. But Harrison, on technicalities, you win this round, sir.
Technical
And Ram-
knockout.
Oh, because I'm bringing the pain. And if you want to come meet me and fight for this title, you better meet me in the cage.
Johnny Cage?
The next round is in a cage, right, Sebastian? I didn't get
The
that.
la-
You promised me a cage.
boy.
I thought I promised you Thanos.
Dance with a smile.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to actually another fun fact for the Fulcrum Report since we're on episode 20. Did you guys know that the first episode of the Fulcrum Report was actually just an interview of the Obi-Wan and Anakin comic? The original concept, I guess, was it was gonna still be a Fulcrum Report, but I'd bring on different comic guys each week, I guess, and different cast and crews, and I still try and bring on guests all the time. But it ended up that we all just like fell in love, I guess, and like just kept going. I really like don't know how. Like
Chemistry.
I try. Well, absolutely. But like I try. Yeah. I tried going back and like trying to find out how that happened, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of like started happening, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we're good. Here's a Fulcrum Report. So, but it's amazing, guys. Thank you so much for making this happen. It's a blast, and I'm glad that you're all regulars on the show. And then for all those wonderful voice actors out there on the comic experience, I haven't forgot about you. I'll definitely pull you back in here. But let's go on to our next question. This is where the fun begins, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So for question number 3, I need you each to look up Star Wars instruments right now on Google. You will pick your
Star Wars instruments?
Instruments. Yes, this is a callback to, I believe, a quiz question joke. Somebody decided. Oh, Gilbert.
God,
Gilbert came up with it was the VR Cantina band experience. So everybody, look up a Star Wars instrument. Pick your favorite Star Wars instrument, and then everybody post it in the chat so I can see the image of it. That way I can just know what you're talking about. Make sure you know your name. And then let's say Marshall, you post yours first, and then that way nobody can post the same instrument.
I've named the JPEG as winning instrument.
But will it be? Only one way to find out.
Okay. Those instruments, those are the Jizz Whalers, yes?
I mean, can we say that on the Fulcrum Report, Sebastian?
That's, I think, the canon
just
name
did.
for those instruments. So anyways, no, it's family friendly. Those are like literally the canon name for those, the instrument, the people, you know, you're a guitarist, you're a drummer, you're a Jizz Whaler. So
It's because it's space jazz.
Get it? Jizz, jazz. Okay. Anyways, and then let's say we shall go. Gilbert, you are next to post your picture.
All right, you're gonna need to give me just a little bit of time on this one.
Okay, Harrison, do you have yours up yet then?
Will this?
So we have Max Rebo and his piano instrument. What are we calling this guy?
Damn it, that's twice.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
Okay, Gilbert, that will be
another
yours
option.
then. Okay, cool. So
I'll do
Harrison.
that.
So Gilbert, is that yours then?
Yeah, that one's mine.
Okay, perfect. So we have Max Rebo. What's that instrument called, sir?
Red Bull Jet Organ.
Oh, we got Snice Snoodle.
The greatest instrument. The vocal cords of Snice Noodle.
Nice noodles.
Okay, so is that all your
Okay.
guys' final answers? So we have the Jizz Whaler, we have Max Rebo's piano. Gilbert, you still checking that out?
It's the Red Ball Jet keyboard. That's what it's
Right
called.
on. Okay, and then Harrison, you have your Snice Noodle, yes?
Snootle chords.
Yes.
Perfect. Noodle chords, yes. Okay, starting with Marshall. I'm gonna Ryan Johnson you guys. Ready for this?
Go on.
I want you to tell me why your instrument is the worst Star Wars instrument.
I mean, okay.
Marshall,
Played right
Marshall,
into my
go
hands,
for it.
Gilbert.
To begin with, it's called the Jizz Whaler. I'm not quite sure what more you want me to say. I mean, it's called a Jizz Whaler, and they put it in their mouths. Four aliens that look like scrotums are putting Jizz Whalers in their mouths. And they're playing the same tune on it over and over again until it gets tired. And that's why it's the worst instrument.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm confident in that answer.
Gilbert, what's the name of your instrument? You have to say.
It's the Red Ball Jet keyboard.
That's such a
what
cool
it's called.
name. The Red Ball Jet Keyboard. Why is the Red Ball Jet Keyboard the worst Star Wars instrument?
Honestly, the best I can think of is that it goes all the way around him. In order to play it, he'd have to turn around constantly. I don't know. People wouldn't be able to see him. I really wasn't expecting this to take this kind of turn.
You wouldn't know it. It's funny too because actually in theater, a huge no-no is you're never, ever, ever supposed to have your back to the audience. I used to do a bunch of theater, so yeah, never have your back to your
there you
audience.
go.
So that would be Max Rebo having to turn his back on his audience to play.
So yeah, he's already messing up.
All right, and then last but not least, Harrison. Why is Nice Noodles vocal cords the worst Star Wars instrument?
Is there any more hated music than the vocal stylings of Snice Noodle? And a figure who is perhaps more controversial than any of the greater singers ever here on Earth, you know? More controversial than Miley Cyrus, more controversial than Amy Winehouse, perhaps even more controversial than Courtney Love. And, all because of some unfortunate CGI and a face that is just slightly sexually offensive.
With those big lips?
Oh my god.
And just has that vibe of like, you're very nice, madam, but I don't think I should kiss you. I must be going.
I believe that's mother calling.
You're very nice, madam.
Right on, right on. Okay, Samuel, let's shoot it off over to you. What are your thoughts on what the boys have presented with us with?
Oh god. I mean, to be given a minute. Cheers,
on, Sam.
Whaler. It's the worst based on its name alone.
Keep it together, guys.
Marshall, you get it. You get this one.
Yes.
Yes. You found the glitch in the Matrix. You
I
and Gilbert, excellent choice. Yeah, Max Rebo turning around. That would not be good for performance. Right on. And then Harrison, absolutely Snice Noodle, but Snice Noodle's not an instrument, sir. More an instrument of disaster.
I think Marshall wins this one.
Yeah. And then what? I don't know. Have you guys ever seen the original Snice Noodle scene?
I think so, yeah. Because like, I think originally it's just like a just a puppet, just wiggling around a bit. And
I want you all to go. Maybe we'll have it in the description below. Go check that video out. It's actually quite traumatizing, and you'll be happy that you got what you got, or what you have now. It's
Those
real weird.
CGI
It
lips.
actually. Well, it's the same. Okay, so you get the same scene, except she's kind of singing a different song, and she's singing a different song while like that chick's fighting with Jabba, that Twilight. And but it's just way more of like a eerie, creepy kind of. I don't know if I can say the word I want to say, but like you know, you get the panel van vibes.
Seriously, everyone gives that remake what's it called? The remastered, the remastered version. Everyone gives that one crap, but you know what? I liked that one. I liked it a lot better than the original.
Too. Yeah, no, the original is really disturbing, and I can imagine sitting there. Now I know why people were so like disturbed with Return of the Jedi. Not only Ewoks, but you got that weirdness in the. But cool. We're gonna go on to our next question now. Marshall, you want to give a little smack talk?
You're all going down. This is my town, and you ain't welcome, boy.
Okay, Arthur Morgan.
John.
Right. Okay. Cool. Fulcrum Report. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. Fulcrum Report. Fun fact. Episode 15. Harrison came in halfway through the episode. If you guys want to go check that out. Fun fact. He actually was there the entire episode. He was there for like the first segment. Answered all my questions. But through some technical difficulties, we lost him through the audio, and we had to think on our feet, and we just pretended like he showed up halfway through the episode. So if you guys want to go back and listen to that, we are geniuses. And Gilbert, you're an amazing editor, because I personally asked Harrison questions. He answered me. We all shot off of him, and I don't know how you just completely like erased him from history. So good job.
Because on this show, I am God. No.
Oh, cool. But yeah, that's just a fun fact. I always thought that one was funny. And then also, if I want to put up that fan art you sent on the screen too, since this is a special episode, that fan art we had. I'm not thinking of the name, but we'll put up a comment with the name of the guy that listens to or person that listens to our show. They made some wonderful fan art of me and Marshall as
Rex and Cody.
Rex and Cody.
A commenter called Daspence.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Daspence. I love it, guys. Keep it coming with the appropriate fan art. We love it. But I think we're at our final question, boys. I'm actually quite sad that we're nearing the end of the episode. Actually, really quick, remember how I told you that thing would come back around?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, yeah. What came back? It's coming back around.
It's coming back around. So during the planning phase of this episode, I was gonna try and ask you guys who's seen the most episode of Star Wars Resistance, but I wanted you guys to be honest. So I was like, oh, I'll sneak it into like a fun fact and see if you guys could casually chat about it honestly. And so I got all the honest answers, and that's one of those Super Mario Party BS points at the end. Gilbert, you get one of those. So Gilbert, thank you for watching Star Wars Resistance.
Oh wow, extra credit. I get a point just for showing up.
Yep. So Gilbert, you get a point.
Bonus points.
Woo!
Okay, here we go. I want all of you guys to pick an occupation. So starting with, let's see, Gilbert, starting with you, pick an occupation, any occupation.
An occupation. Okay. Firefighter.
Firefighter. Okay, perfect. Just remember that. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Marshall. Pick an occupation, sir.
Chef.
Chef. Thank you. And Harrison.
Telesales.
What is it?
Telesales. I'm the guy who calls you and asks you if you got cable.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to give Harrison, you have firefighter now.
What?
You have firefighter now, Harrison. And Marshall, you have the teletails.
Damn it, Harrison.
Telesales.
Thank you, telesales. And then Gilbert, you have chef.
Okay.
Okay, ready for this, guys? I want you to find a corresponding Pokemon. We have Detective Pikachu, yes?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Find a corresponding Pokemon with your occupation and tell me why it's the best at what it does.
No.
Starting with Gilbert, you have Chef. What Pokemon?
I'm going to give it to Chef Charizard. Because
Chef Charizard.
Because I tell you what, ain't no one gonna tell him that his steak is under or overdone.
Wait, what if you want it medium rare?
Too bad. Charizard gives you a steak, you eat it.
So, who were we casting as Charizard in the Chef Charizard movie?
Let me see. I'll give it to Sir Ben Kingsley.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, I could totally see that with the, with the the Mandarin voice.
Yeah.
You don't know
exactly.
You'll never see your steak burning.
There you go. You'll never see it burning. Okay, thank you, sir. Marshall, who we have telesales, right? Is that how we say it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So telesales, who's your telesale Pokemon?
The only Pokemon in the animation who could talk, I think, which is Meowth.
So we have telesale.
You can't sell something if you can't talk, and Meowth can talk.
Right on.
Don't diss for my biz.
So give me a synopsis of the movie. Tell me what's the plot of the movie and who's voicing Mouth, and kind of like why he's itself. Like tell me why.
Okay, so it's an R-rated.
Why is telemarketer Mouth?
It's an R-rated film, and it's called. We'll skip the name for now. Anyway. Meowth's kind of like a down in the dumps guy, you know. He goes to his telesales job, he gets home and slams a bottle of whiskey or two. Then one day he sells something and he makes some money and he doesn't feel like drinking anymore.
He finds some worth. He feels.
Yeah, he gets chatting to someone on the other end and he finds a purpose.
Does he actually meet the love of his life on the other line? Maybe.
Yeah, he meets Detective Pikachu, and he's helping him on a case involving the murder of a telesales colleague. And they form a beautiful bond together.
Right on. Who's voicing him, sir?
Come on, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right on. Thank you, Marshall.
It's okay.
Cool. And last but not least, we have Harrison. So your occupation was firefighter, and we have
War Turtle.
Perfect, firefighter War Turtle, and he has a fireman's hat, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, and his signature bandana that he wears around his neck. That's some animated cuts there for you. Yeah, and it is a heartwarming tale of heroism within the Kanto region that talks about a wildfire that starts in the Viridian Forest and starts to sweep across the place. And it's a natural disaster that happened shortly after Red became champion of the Indigo League. And War Turtle is played by Mark Wahlberg.
What? Fire? No.
It's directed by Michael Bay.
Hey, Charman, how's it going? Hey, say hi to your mother for
What
me.
do you mean? What? What do you mean? I gotta go and fight that fire? You talking about the giant fire? I ain't big enough to fight that fire. Oh man, is that a Bud Light? I can do a Bud Light.
And Kevin Hart has to voice Charmander.
I could just imagine. What? Me? Huh?
No.
You want me to put on a fire? But okay, cool. So let's shoot it over to Samuel. What are your thoughts on the Pokemon Occupation movies? It's a new cinematic universe we're coming out with.
Ooh. But Blastoise Firefighter 1 definitely works. You just gotta get a good actor with chemistry, and then you'd be golden.
What do we think about Chef Charmander, voiced by who is he? Oh, yeah, Sir Kingsley.
Chef Charizard. Yeah, it's Ben
Yeah,
Kingsley.
Charizard, sorry.
That can work very, very well. But I think
And then we
halfway
also
through,
have the Meowth movie too.
The alcoholic
that'd be
telesales.
interesting to see. Just to see Benedict Cumberbatch use a raspy voice. Like, I'd pay to see it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't want to see this like Meowth slugging around in his apartment, slamming the fridge shut, sitting down on the couch, overfilling the dog food bowl.
Well, it's funny you should mention that you'd like to see it, because
Oh no!
I have
no,
something
no,
for
you
you
didn't.
coming in the general chat.
Thank you. I shall head over there now.
No.
Welcome to day one of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my god, if we could get that started on Twitter and Instagram, if we could get everybody on Twitter and Instagram to just constantly, even go on Discord, on the Dank Meme Discord, or not, or on Reddit, just get it going on there. We're gonna start. So what do we call it, Harrison?
Cumberbatchmas.
Cumberbatchmas. Yes. So yeah, day one. We gotta start. We gotta go. So I shall give the point to drumroll. The Meowth. I'm sorry. That's just.
Oh, really?
I knew it. See, I knew it.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna, but it was just the perfect storm, and you weren't even. Yeah, you got dealt the card, sir. So you win that one.
Thank you. Thank
you so much, guys. Okay, so Samuel, who do you think won this week's episode, or in the whole season, basically? Who do you think?
Ooh, it's a toughie. Can't really go biased with this one either.
Yeah, we're not gonna go biased. We're just gonna.
Brodie.
Oh.
You think Marshall's gonna got? Okay, so I kept track. Gilbs, you got the one bonus point. You have had great answers. I'm sorry, you just. I'm just super unfair with you. But you got the 1 point for watching Star Wars Resistance. Thank you for keeping up with me.
Well, whoopee for me.
Right on, Harrison. You get that's a honest to God Fulcrum point right there, sir. Though, Harrison, you get 2 points, sir. Thank you for participating. And Marshall, you have 3 points.
Nice.
So you won the Fulcrum Fight 2018 episode.
And it feels good.
Cool. And I want you guys all to know that I went back and tallied all the points from all of our previous episodes from season 2. And then the only poll that I'm counting from Twitter was the one that got over 4 votes, because I'm not going to count anything that we all. So let's go to it over here.
Come on, tell me the Goblin got me something.
Oh yeah, Goblin definitely got you something, bro. So I'll tell you the points. So let's see, Gilbert, you have 3 points actually. Yeah, you got 3 points for season 2, so that's not bad, sir, for being a co-host. And
Still not very good.
No,
but
that's
still.
excellent, sir. Good job. And then Harrison, I'm checking you out right now. Let's see how many you have. Okay, cool. Harrison, it looks like you had 4 points. So nice work, sir. And Marshall also had 4 points until this episode, where he then pulled away and came away as season 2 Fulcrum champion.
Robbed.
Plus, Marcel also gets an additional point because so he's gonna end season 2 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points because his won the Twitter poll. And I'll put a screenshot up there for you guys. Excellent work, Harrison. Excellent job, Gilbert. Excellent job, Marshall. Excellent work. I've never heard such great answers. This is quite a blast. Samuel, thank you so much for helping me out. Let's close it out this week, boys. Thank you, Gilbert, so much for being on the episode for the Fulcrum Fight 2018, the Fulcrum Report's 20th episode. Thank you for making this thing happen, man.
Absolutely. And so I make a resolution. I'm gonna start upping my meme game because I'm gonna next time we ain't gonna be hearing no Britannia rules the waves.
Oh, sing me that song, Gilbert. That sweet tune.
Marshall, man,
yes.
two-time Fulcrum champion. Thank you so much for being on, sir. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having me as always. I can't believe we made it 20 episodes. I hope we make it 200 more.
Absolutely, and I think it's just going to keep getting greater and greater. And I've talked to a lot of physical people that have listened to our show, and they're always super great comments about what they have to say. And like, you guys wouldn't believe it, but apparently people like listen to our show while they're at work. So like, we made it, guys. We're we're helping people procrastinate at work.
All right,
we did it. Or we're helping make work life manageable. But you know, thank you guys so much. We don't even know how we touch people's lives. We don't even know what we're doing out there, you know. So it's really amazing. But thank you so much, Marshall, for making this possible.
No, thank you, and thank you to everyone who keeps watching the Fulcrum Report and letting us do what we do.
Yeah, no, everybody keep an eye on the social medias. We're all down there, and we all talk with you guys. We're all real people, so it's not like we're untouchable YouTube stars. Not yet. Harrison, Mr. Harrison Bulman, thank you so much for being on the show. It's always a blast. Do you have any plugs for us?
No, so no, I don't at the moment. What I have is a heartfelt plea to all these wonderful people who are out there listening. I need you guys to support me through this 3rd season. We need to right the wrongs that have taken place tonight. You all know who the rightful king of the Fulcrum Fight 2018 is. You know it was me. You know I earned that. I need to stand up. We have to fight against tyrants like this.
Is there vanity there anywhere?
Because this is sort of America.
I'm sorry, Harrison, but season 3 for you is going to be like Daredevil. Cancelled.
Oh. Too soon. Too soon.
Pew pew. Thank you, Harrison, so much for being on, though. You're a blast. I promise each one of you guys, my show would not be what it is without you. And I have you all on for a reason. I ask you all particular questions because you all have a particular point of view. And like I said, you're all important. And this thing wouldn't be what it is without each and every one of you. So thank you so much, Harrison, for being on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right on. And everybody, keep an eye out for the Age of Republic. My name is Sebastian. I'm the co-director and host of the show. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow all the boys mostly on Twitter. A couple of us on Instagram. We got lots of cool stuff coming up for the channel. Episode 21's probably next week. Hit the like button, subscribe, bell notifications so you know when our episodes are coming out, so you know when Age of Republic's coming out. That's gonna be such a big comic, guys. And don't forget to comment below. We're having way too much fun, and I want you guys to comment below and Fulcrum Fight with us. But I think that's it for today, guys. I have talked plenty. Fulcrum Report out.
Yeah, exactly. He'll do the Mandarin voice.
And then it'll plot twist. We find out that he's an actor at the end of the whole thing.
He's just an actor inside of a Charizard suit.
And that the real Charizard is out there somewhere. The real Chef Charizard's out there somewhere pulling the strings.
Yeah, exactly.
Voiced by Gordon Ramsay.